We also witnessed the Manchester City game. Brighton actually delivered their first win of the season. What does this leave Manchester City? Are we seeing because another bad result for them? I believe this is two defeats in a row.
Yes.
Um, are we seeing? Are we? Do we actually see this Man City this season as a possible title contender first with this sort of results? Bear in mind that Manchester City are the kind of team that can string, 8, 9, 10 wins in a row. What do you make of this early poor form for Man City?
Yeah. So, I mean, if you recall, towards the end of last season, or I mean, after the off season, we discussed about Man City, or the fact that I think this team has actually gotten to its decline. It will be difficult for Pep. Pep is struggling to, motivate this team, recreate the team, chop and change the right players. They've been struggling since last season, and I mean, it was obvious in the game. They had a good run of beautiful play, passing and all, but it was lacking in the goals. They were lacking in the goals. Though Haaland I think he had 5 shots on target before he finally scored the goal. Uh, Besides that, there was actually no edge they had, and you could see, what the Brighton coach did. He read the game. He made some changes, and the table just quite turned against City. We were able to come back and they got a draw and they clinched the winner. I think what Pep is actually getting wrong is his urge to quickly want to move on from some players who have actually stood out for him in the past. For instance, a player like De Bruyne, I don't think De Bruyne should have been let go so easily, in my opinion. For Reinders, Johnny Reinders, an excellent player, brilliant, on his own day, give it to him, but he doesn't have that edge how the player like De Bruyne has to take the game by the horn, and turn the tide around. They need that, that player, an exceptional talent, that can actually turn a game by its head and, win it for them. Pep is actually struggling. I doubt they will even end it, in the top four this season. I really doubt because, I mean, this is just 3 games. They've lost to Tottenham. They've lost to Brighton. I don't see this team winning against Arsenal or Liverpool. They'll also struggle against a team like Chelsea and maybe some other balanced teams. They'll actually struggle. I don't see Pep ending, with a UCL qualification this season.
Wow, those are very strong ones there for Manchester City. Dami, do you agree with Pascal there? What do you think about Manchester City's performance now? Are we seeing a Manchester City's fading dominance in the league?
Yeah, so I think I typically like to categorize Pep as a spoiled child. He's one of those people that, my daddy is rich, I can do anything I want to do. And, my daddy will always come and save me. If it doesn't work out, what's worse that can happen, that kind of thing. That's one. And also, I think he knows that with the kind of things he has achieved at Man City, he has, some sort of goodwill and leeway to do rubbish for as long a couple of years down the line. So you can try anything you want to try. If he loses 5-0 now, you ask him a press conference, next thing he'll tell you, if you win 4 in a row, we are not a small team. If you, anything you tell him or you throw at him, it
I think
reminds you he
he's
has won
always on the
4.
defensive.
Yes, it reminds you he has won 4 titles in a row. Meaning that, see, I can try anything I want to try. I'm just trying to tell you that I know what I'm doing because I've used this team to gain success in the past. So don't question my method, and nobody can question him. And at the same time, he can wake up like you said, spoiled child. Daddy has a lot of money. I can buy new toys anytime I like. I don't like the way this toy is looking. I need a new toy. They've not even finished talking about when they buy Jack Grealish here for 100 million and nobody's talking about it. Shipped him off to Everton. The guy has 3 assists now in 2 games. So Doku is still there. You have Mamouche, that they got in January. The guy just, Cherky is there. Foden did not even make the team today. I don't even know why. Sorry, yesterday, sorry. Today, sorry. Foden not make the team today. I don't even know why. Maybe, I don't know if he was injured or it's not just good enough. But it's Pep. If it can help Pep now, deadline day, they bring out 200 million. Next thing is telling you they're buying some guys from. But then again, I think because of the quality that they still have, and once Pep is ready to do the right thing, sorry, they should easily make top 4, maybe fourth, but they're out of the conversation for the league. If it continues like this, they're definitely out of the conversation from the league. They can't win Champions League with this kind of team and this kind of play. There's no reason why was it Martin Nunes, what was his name? Yeah, Nunes is still playing right back. There's no reason on planet Earth. There's no reason, with all the money you spend, just trying to prove a point. You can get a right back, you could have gotten Dumfries was there for 25 million. Frimpong was there for 30 million. There's so many right backs you could have also tried to get for decent price. But Pep is Pep. I will show you guys, I bring in information where you don't actually get right back to play right back. And I will deliver. Those kind of things. But then again, football has grown. Everybody's going to match you pound for pound now. If you try something, everybody's also trying it. People are getting great players. And unfortunately, they're falling down the pecking order. Nobody's scared of Man City anymore. You can go to Etihad, you're likely to get a point there on your bad day too as a club. And like I said, I don't see them beating an Arsenal or a Liverpool or a Chelsea. To next week is Battle of the Bastards. Sorry, 2 weeks from now is Battle of the Bastards in Manchester. So those are the kind of guys, that they might be able to scrap a point or they might bully, on their good day too. Yeah. So I see them also around that 4th, 5th position, as Pascal rightly said.
I mean, going back to your point about being a sport baby, if you look at the news, they're still linked to Donnarumma. So, and you wonder
After spending 40 million on the Trafford,
you wonder after you spend so much money on Trafford already, hoping he's the number 1, and now you're going after Donnarumma. Where does that leave the goalkeeper that you currently have? We were expecting that Rodri is going to come back and sort of bring that calm to the team.
Rodri said, did you watch his press conference? He said, I'm not Messi. I'm not going to come and start. He said, he denied everybody today. He said, I'm not going to come and start winning games and scoring goals.
So those are some of the concerns, especially with this team. It doesn't look like it's come together quite well. I think it's just all picked here and there, pull everyone together, and they don't really understand what they're doing. Bernardo Silva seems to be a shadow of himself, his former self. I haven't seen enough of Mamouche even. I know he did well when he signed in January. I think that was when Haaland was
scored that trick against Newcastle.
Yes, he did very
They've
well.
moved Mamouche to the right,
Mamouche has moved to the wing, and I feel like it might be better he's playing maybe as the 9 or maybe slightly behind.
Feeding off the striker. That's where he thrives.
So I think positioning is actually one of Pep's problems in his team. I mean, I didn't understand why was it Rico Lewis, Oscar Bob played right wing. He was totally useless in the wings. He couldn't get it.
Yeah, he had a very poor game.
I think he played 90 minutes.
Yeah, he played 90 minutes. He played the whole game.
Even with that shitty performance,
was very poor in that game.
I was expecting he would probably shift someone like Bernardo Silva to the wings to try and see, what they could get out from there, throw some nice crosses or give some true passes to Haaland. But he just kept the guy there and he did absolutely nothing. So I think position play is actually one of Pep's problems. He likes to overthink, his position.
Yes.
Once things are not broken.
Yes.
If you guys think that you want to understand how Pep plays, that means you're mistaken. I remember when he was in Barcelona, he came into Barcelona and then he shipped off a lot of big players. And then every Barcelona fan at that point in time were looking at, what are you doing? Why are you shipping off all these best players? was like, okay, if you want me to have this job, let me do my job. And then he went on, he won the sex people and all that. So I think he likes to, of course, overplay himself sometimes, but he likes to experiment what only him understands. Because normally you will not understand why Pep will come to Man City and then you will feel like Aguero is the problem, you know? And exactly because as at that point in time, it was he was like at the peak of his career. He was banging goals and all that. And then Pep came and they're like, oh, I need to sell this guy. You wouldn't understand because he's not normal. Do you understand? So he has his own way of doing things, which everyone could or would not understand. So I feel like fine, his method is not working at this point in time because of course you can't even say that oh Manchester City will win anyone right now. Anyone, I mean anyone right now. But he has his method. And because of what he has done in the past, history is speaking for him. And they feel like, oh, if this guy can do this in the past, let's give him a try. Just like Dami said, he's a spoiled child, of course, because they felt like, oh, we have to give him everything he wants. He might wake up tomorrow and say, oh, we have to sign the Ronaldo from Al Nassr, and then the club will back him up. That's because of what he has done. And if he hadn't risked it all at that point in time, he wouldn't get to this point. So at the end of the day, I feel like he will still get it right. It might not be this season. It might not be this season. It might not even be next season if he's still there, but he will still get it right because he's someone that likes to experiment everything experimentable in football. He can decide tomorrow and put Haaland as right back. That's just him for you. Exactly. Or you just say, oh, Silva, you've been playing too much. Go and sit. So that's just Pep for you. And we've seen, I don't want to mention it, but we've seen with practical examples that majority of coaches are now taking through that path. We'll see some coaches that they are doing the unthinkable. And I feel like it was Pep that set that path for them because Pep doesn't care about what you say about the club. You are a fan, oh, it's fine. You are, he doesn't care. He just does Pep. Pep does Pep. And as for the last, before last season, for the past 4, 5 seasons, he got excellent results. So of course the club owners and the likes they are seeing what he had done. They saw what he had done. So of course they were like, oh okay, let's give this guy a try and let's see what he wants to do this year. And that's why nobody's talking about want to fire Pep or want to do this to Pep because the reputation is there. And then he still believes in himself. Pep will still put Rico Lewis on that point that you have other players that you could play, but it seems like oh, Rico Lewis will play better, and then he does Pep, and then Pep is Pep. So I feel like it will still get better. It will still get better, and it might not be this season. Maybe this season, maybe we'll finish it about maybe 8th or 10th. I don't know, but with the
Yeah.
way they are playing, because they are not looking good at all. But I feel like Pep is still Pep, so it will get better. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Good take there. Anyway, I think there are a lot of challenges with Manchester City at this moment. We would only give it some time to see how it unfolds. Manchester City are a team, like I said, they can go 8, 9 games unbeaten, and then you find them in the top 4 or in the title race as well. So I don't think at this point we should, put them off
Right,
completely.
off. Yeah.
Anyway, so let's